Hey everyone, today is a good day because it's new watch day, and what I got here is a pretty new on the market, and there don't seem to be many reviews and stuff on YouTube, so I thought I'd make a video about it. But before I get into that, I thought you might also like to see what I'm wearing today, which is my Revolot. Look at that dial, my Revolot blue mother of pearl hex mariner in the 39mm. It's really an amazing watch for the money. It's got a glide lock. It's quite nicely finished. I just love the way it reflects the light, and that dial is just amazing. Look at that. And sometimes it just looks like in certain lights it just looks like sort of a smooth fume dial, but then you catch it right and all of a sudden all those little tiles light up. I don't know how they make that, but it's pretty cool. They do them in a few other colors as well. Anyway, let's check this out. I had some actually sold off my old comic collection that I've had sitting around for a very long time, and I thought it'd be nice to reinvest that in a new watch. So I ordered this from Time and Tide here in Australia. I've done a pretty good job of packing this up. Yeah, I think that's in here. Wasn't sure what size box this was going to come in, but that all seems to be biodegradable packaging, which is nice. So you can see here we've got a Serica, and since these first came out, I just really love the look of them. They're just kind of really a really unique combination of somehow classic looks, but they've put all the elements together in a way that nobody else is doing it. I've been really keen on them, and had heard there were some problems with the movements of the initial ones, but they've fixed that with a new certified chronometer SoProd movement, which is an upgrade over the previous ones, which were having some winding issues. Now this is the new 5330, which is the first one they've done with a date. There we go, certified chronometer. That's pretty cool. It's my first COSC watch. I got it on the back here. Oh, same thing in French. Cool. So Serica, I believe, is a French brand. Oh. Now that actually says 5303, but this is the 5330 that I've got here. They have sent me the correct watch, so they must have just put the wrong card in the box. So there we go. Look at that. The bracelets on these things are just so cool. It's nice to have a little case that's quite good, a good size for, you could travel with that. Wouldn't take up too much space. Only got this front and back plastic. So let's just get that out of the way. And when I first saw this watch, I thought the bezel was black. And when I contacted Time and Tide to ask some questions about it, they actually said that it was charcoal, and it's hard to see in some of the photos. Now that I know it's charcoal, when I look at those photos, I can tell. But yeah, in some of the photos, it's hard to see, and it looked quite light. I did find a photo online where it looked lighter, which I wasn't so keen on, but I'm actually pretty pleased with that. It's a nice sort of charcoal. See if I can get in a little bit closer there. Yeah, it's really hard to show the color of this accurately, but I would describe that as a charcoal gray. It's definitely not black, but it is quite dark, so it's a good contrast with the inner brushed bezel. See if under, no, hard to see. Yeah, it's a really nice size. It's a 39mm, and it sits on the. I tried one on at Time and Tide were at Watchfest last year, so I tried one on there, one of the 5303s, and it was a bit of a deal breaker for me not having a date. I know not everyone feels the same way about dates, but this one particularly, I just really love the little pop of red that you get from the date. Now, I believe this was supposed to come. Just let me check the packaging. Supposed to come with an off-white strap with a red stripe down the center of it, which I don't seem to have received. So I'm going to have to contact them about that, because I'm pretty sure that that you're supposed to get both. It's definitely not in the case, unless that, nope. So I'll have to talk to them about that. But let's have a look at it on the wrist. Now I've got a 6.75 inch wrist, or fluctuates between 17 and 17.5 centimeters, depending on the time of year. Might just adjust the clasp so I can put it on. That's a really nicely finished bracelet. It just feels really nice in your hand. It's got indents on the back for the clasp to dig into. So let's see how this works. I've heard it's tricky, but I have had a Milanese bracelet before, so it's just a matter of it's a little bit more tricky than your average Milanese to get it tucked in because of the angle of the clasp. So I would recommend holding it against your chest like I'm doing now, so it doesn't slide off your wrist while you're trying to get it in. Because there's that tab there sticks out, so you've got to get it in over the top of that and under this. So and it only curves around so far, so you've got to kind of get the that's a little fiddly, but yeah, there we go. It's in now. So you can just got to sort of work it through. There we go. Nice. Now, because of those indents, you can't clasp it in any position that you want, like you can with a regular Milanese. So you might have to do a little fiddling to get it to sit how you want on your wrist. But it will make a more secure engagement than a standard smooth one. I'm really liking the look of that. There's just nothing else like this on the market. It's got a nice bit of a taper to the bracelet as well, and just because it curves, you know, there's, rather than chunky links, it just sits really nicely on the wrist, and it's very comfortable. And I think I'm trying to remember the measurements. I think it's 12.2 millimeters thick, which is a pretty nice thickness on the wrist, and not too long lug to lug. I can't remember the specific lug to lug length, but I have a feeling it's somewhere around the 47 millimeter mark. And I might actually have a tape measure here. I do. Sorry, I should have been better prepared for this, but this is not the accurate way to do it. But yeah, I would say 46, which is pretty good. Yeah, I think this would look great on any size wrist, and it just looks a little less sporty than your average sort of diver. Like I'd happily wear this, you know, for a pretty dressy occasion. I'm interested to try it on some other straps too and see what it looks like. So let's see what the, yeah, that clips in very securely, so it's nice and solid on your wrist. Let's have a look. And that's with that's the crown all the way in. So the crown does sit up quite proudly there. It's a nice big crown, so it's easy to get a hold of. Sometimes when they're a bit smaller, it's hard to get. You've got to sort of really be on the end of it, but you can really get sort of on the back edge of that onto the knurling, which makes it nice and easy to turn. Nice two-stage engagement there. Let's just see. Feels nice and solid to wind. Now what time is it? It's 12:09 on the 30th. Okay, so now we're on to AM. And you can see that the hacking is working nicely there, which that was a problem with the previous version, that the crown wasn't engaging very well with the movement, and it was a bit fiddly to adjust. It didn't always hack the second hand, and that's a nice solid click as the date goes around. There we go. Yeah, so you can imagine with that, trying to tell, it looks, oh yeah, I think the date is centered. It's just the angle of the light there is shading the top of it a little bit, but you can imagine that would look pretty nice with that just that little pop of red on the date. If you have the other strap that's supposed to come with it is like one of those, the Marine Nationale elastic straps, and it's in an off-white with a red pinstripe down the center to match the date, and it looks really good on it. So I'll have to talk to Time and Tide about getting me one of those, but that's really nice. It's just a really nice size, and I love that bracelet. I'm looking forward to. It's just not something you see every day. It's got a little bit of a taper on the bezel there, which is nice. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh yeah, that's a nice, pretty solid action. Seems to be well aligned. Nice droop on the lugs. They come down just a little bit past the case back, so that helps it sit really nicely on the wrist. I tried on a Longines Spirit Pilot 39, and I really liked the look of that watch, but it wasn't until I saw it in the metal and put it on my wrist that I realized how straight it is. Like, the lugs don't drop at all. It's a very straight sort of slab, whereas I much prefer a nice droop like that, just to start the bracelet on its journey around your wrist, so you get a nice curve to it. So I thought I might be keen on the Spirit Pilot, but after trying it on, I just don't like the way it sits on the wrist. Even though it's only a 39, it's not big, but the bracelet kind of hangs off this very straight case. Anyway, you can see here this is 300 meters water resistant, which is pretty cool. This new movement has better anti-magnetic capabilities than the previous one as well, I believe. And you can see there 5330. That's some nice circular brushing there. And a nice slim case back. So on the whole, I'm pretty happy with that. Excuse my finger, I burnt it a couple of weeks ago and the skin's finally decided to let go. But yeah, that's beautiful. Very happy with that. Let me know what you think or if you have any questions.